presents MSM's coverage of 2019 Olympia right here at Blackstone Labs with Marissa and, of course, PJ Braun. What's up, guys?
How are you? How are you? This is, by the way, the only print magazine that I sponsor anymore. You really are the only one now, so.
Thank you. What do you think about that?
I think it's fantastic.
No, but you know, first of all, I like what you do anyway, but one of the things that really stands out is you support female muscle, women's physique, women's bodybuilding, and you know, I've coached so many of those girls for years, and I have a lot of respect for that category, and nobody really gives them respect. So that was one of the things that really caught my eye, especially when you did Thea Renee's spread. That was really awesome. So
thank you, I appreciate it. No, we've always, you know, supported the female athletes, and I love having Thea on the cover. Was great, and her her husband Mikey are athletes with you guys. Always the best dressed guy in all of this industry. How do you do it, bro?
Honestly, I take it really seriously. So you got to have a professional. You need either a flamboyantly gay man or a girl to dress you, one or the other. That's just the way it is. And I have a professional clother that helps me come up with my ideas. A lot of them, honestly, I watch Ballers sometimes. I hate the show, but I like the way The Rock dresses.
Yes.
And I steal my ideas from him. So
he does dress very well, and it's a good program, though. I do enjoy that show. But you always, like I said, every time I've seen you, I've known you a long time, snazzy all the time. I guess you approve of that, right?
Yeah, yes, he takes it very seriously. We plan out his suits for the different events. So.
And she's like, should I dress up like you? And I'm like, no, I want you in less clothes.
I'm like,
good idea.
Like, no.
Tell us about some of the new stuff you guys got going on with Blackstone. You guys have always been, you know, cutting edge. So give us some updates of what's going on now.
Yeah, probably the one that I'm most excited about is my Hype Reloaded. And so we worked on that one for a while. My first pump product, Hype, I put out in the very beginning, 2014. And for years, I've said that was the best pump product. And when Gorilla Chemist was working for me, I gave him, I think, 5 straight times to come up with a formula that was better than the original Hype. And I didn't think that any of them were better, but the one that was the best, we decided to release as Hype Extreme. It was a much, much different product. And I would say about 75% of the people liked the original Hype better. So I was tired of people being confused about it, and I basically combined the products, boosted up the ingredients, and just made it Hype Reloaded. So now everybody is happy, and we don't have the 2 pump products, and everybody's been like writing me saying it's the best pump product they've ever taken by far. So I love pump products because I have really bad anxiety, and the older I get, the worse that it gets. So I can't take all these crazy pre-workouts. They make me nuts. So I need the stim-free pump stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people I find that are the same way with anxiety, so it gives everybody a great, you know, chance to have a good workout, but without, you know, feeling all tweaked out.
Yeah, stimulants, I'm with you on that. It kind of fucks me up too. So, Blackstone Labs, I got to ask you, the Instagram lives on the cardio. They've just, everybody fucking loves them. What gave you that initial idea to do those things?
Funny thing is, I don't want to take the full credit for it, but when I was doing business with bodybuilding.com years ago, they had suggested that we start marketing on Periscope. And Periscope wasn't around for that long.
Yeah,
I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just talk live to people, but I don't want to waste time just talking live. So I decided to do it one day during cardio, and I just called it Cardio Q&A because I was going to do a Q&A. And a pretty decent amount of people came on. So one of my next ones, I had this Playboy Playmate that was shooting with us, and I put Playboy Playmate with PJ instead of Cardio Q&A, and it got like 2,500 people in the first like 2 minutes.
Awesome.
So I was like, all right, I see where everybody's mind is at. So when Periscope died and Instagram started the lives, I figured, you know what, this will be a cool way to bring that back. And it's been a very key part of our marketing too. So.
Yeah, I know. Periscope had a great idea. It was almost like MySpace. You know, they were the originators, but you know they fell after the bigger companies. The Delray Misfits podcast we you on it recently. Everybody's going nuts over it. You have a long history with Jason and with them. How is that whole thing working out? Because I think it's great. I always thought it was entertaining.
Well, unfortunately, the Jason story has like taken such a bad turn the past couple of years. Yeah. So the first few years was a feel-good story. Then it got nuts for a while. And, you know, everybody knows that when he went out and said what he said about Rich Piana, things got so ugly after that. And I called him and I was like, dude, why would you ever say something so messed up? And he was like, I didn't mean it, which is what he always tries to say. But I believe that he knows a little more than what he puts out. And so at that time, I made a decision really for all the guys behind me that it's affecting our business too much doing anything with him. So I told him, look, I'll still give you free products and stuff, but we're going to disassociate you with the brand. Then after that, I got trolled, still get trolled like crazy by a lot of the piss troopers, a lot of those trolls that were on the negative side, and they're going to watch this and probably troll me hard too. But it's bad enough where they prank call my call center, like they interfere with the business a lot, you know, and I have a thick skin and we're really cool about it. But Jason still texts me pretty much every day asking for stuff, telling me he needs help and this and that. I'm like, honestly, I don't respond to a lot of them, but I'll respond sometimes and be like, just breathe, take it easy, you're going to be okay. And I warned Tony Huge, I was like, this will probably end ugly, man. Like, just letting you know, like, it always ends bad, unfortunately, with Jason, and then the trolls are going to come at you hard.
You always were good to Jason. I know Jason for a few years now. I really like him a lot. But you were always good to him, so you don't have any make up anything. One last thing I want to ask you. I met you back in 2009 at Bonham, Strong and Shapely, with the original Brat, the Brat Pack with you guys, and Greg introduced me to you. You know Greg a long time, right? And he does a lot of cool stuff with us. What's your opinion on Greg and what he brings to this industry and this whole different world that he is out there with, and people just love it?
So to me, it's a little different, I think, for my age group than some of the younger guys, because he's pretty iconic to me because I knew him before the Powerhouse Yorktown bust, and I had never seen anybody like that before. And at the time, I was probably, when I first met him, 98-ish, I was like 18 years old. And I couldn't understand how somebody could be like that. But our first experience together was, I was expediting first time at a show, and so was he. He was one of the guest presenters. And a woman by the name of Deanne Donovan, beautiful fitness model back then, was the trophy presenter. And I go, man, she's so hot. What do you think? Trying to make small talk with him? And he goes, I'm into a different kind of girl than you. And at the time, I had no idea what he was talking about. And then, of course, everything that's come out later. Now I think back to that moment as such a funny moment. Yeah. So, to me, he's pretty iconic. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, he's gross, this and that.
It's great.
But he's actually a really, really, really kind-hearted guy.
Yes, he is. We're very close, he and I, for many years, and I love him. And it was just funny. I always remember that day at Bob's gym. It was you, Guy, and Evan.
Was Anthony Roberts there that day?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the MD barbecue.
Yeah, he had. I remember he had like a silver suit on.
Yeah. Anthony was there. Lee Priest was there.
First time I met him too.
Yeah. It was a great event, and it was a lot of fun, and all of you guys were there, and we got a chance to meet.
Anthony, over the years, I haven't talked to him in a while. He has been very helpful to me and my old partner with legal stuff, formulations, everything. He's a very, very, very brilliant guy. A lot of people don't know behind the scenes how intelligent he is.
He knows his stuff, Anthony, and he's been around a long time. I wish he would come back more. He's been kind of, I haven't seen much of him lately out there. I wish he'd come back, because guys like him are interesting, because they tell you how it is. They don't jerk anybody off and give you the bullshit story. Plug out your Instagram, whatever else you want to plug.
PJ Braun Fitness. Guys, I'm on my Q&A every day. You can ask me literally anything. There's nothing that I won't answer, from shoes protocols to sex stories, whatever you want, business advice. I'm happy to answer anything, and I literally do it every day. So that's my favorite thing that I do. That it's kind of like my way of coaching still. I don't really have time to coach as much anymore, but I have a lot of passion for it still. Yeah. And then the rest of the time, I'm just with this young lady over here.
And you like to give back, so you should really give back.
She has like so many requests on Instagram that I'm like, just pick the girls at least. But she's like, I don't know which ones are like trolls and which ones are going to be bad. And so it's like every day she'll be like, there's like 1,000 in here that I have to go through. It's really funny.
But I like it private.
Yeah. It's nice to be with a partner who's the opposite of you and like private with the social stuff and whatnot. It's like, it makes it a lot easier for me to like breathe and like de-stress and get away from it.
Yeah.